Mr. Chancellor, it is my honor to present to you a very, very old and dear friend of mine, Dr. Garrett Herman, esteemed business person, devoted philanthropist, and world authority and preeminent collector of all things Darwinian. A renowned expert on Charles Darwin, Garrett has a collection of more than 5,000 volumes of Darwin's works and regularly speaks on the scientists to groups including the New York Academy of Medicine. He has established and is the chairman of the Charles Darwin Foundation of Canada, now known as the Galapagos Conservancy Canada. This charity is part of the Friends of Galapagos global network, which is dedicated to advancing and protecting the works of the celebrated naturalist, Dr. Charles Darwin. A mandate they fulfill by supporting the conservation needs of the Galapagos Islands and preserving the island's biodiversity ecosystem. Through his energizing involvement, Garrett has worked diligently to save the Florida mockingbird from extinction, continuous reassessment of the Galapagos green turtles population, and the restoration of Pinta Island. His personal collection of Darwin's works is an invaluable scholarly resource which contains volumes on evolution, countless letters of personal correspondence, and a scale model of the HMS Beagle. His home in Toronto is both a museum and a pilgrimage site for researchers fascinated by Darwin's groundbreaking contributions to evolutionary theory. He is a native Montrealer and proud Concordian, having supported the university in so many ways over the years. Garrett attended Loyola High School, where we met as grade 7 students. He was my neighbor on a semi-detached house at the corner of Dufferin and St. Queen Mary. He went on to attend Sir George Williams University, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. A man of many causes, he is the director of the Greats for Humanity Canada, a foundation supported by the top 10 wine-producing families of the world, which raises funds to support the welfare and education of children in impoverished areas of the world. He is the past director of the EndMS Scientific Research Foundation and was chairman for many years of the annual LOM gala and auction to benefit the EndMS Society of Canada. On his business side, Garrett is a veteran investment banker, currently serving as CEO and chair at LOM Limited, the first independent research-based institutional equity firm in Canada. Prior to that, he spent 20 years at Merrill Lynch. A respected figure in the Canadian business community, he was a member of the Consular Corps of Ontario, where he served as president of the Canada-Sri Lanka Business Council, as well as honorary counsel for the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate and the Board of Governors, it is my privilege and honor to present you Dr. Garrett Herman so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Dr. Garrett Herman and ask him for his remarks.
Well, thank you, Dr. Renaud, for that kind citation. It's quite something to hear it in front of such a big crowd. Anyway, thank you. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, honored platform guests, graduating class, family and friends. I will wear this honor with pride, and I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to address our next generation of leaders here today. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be with you all to celebrate the graduating class of the John Molson School of Business. Congratulations to each and every one of you and to your families. I see a lot of proud-looking parents out there. I came to Concordia when it was still Sir George Williams, and there was no John Molson School of Business. But even back then, Concordia had the same energy, the same air of possibility and promise, and the same reputation for excellence. But now, here you sit, armed with a degree, and most of you wonder where your career will take you. This room is filled with potential and holds many of Canada's future business leaders. It is an exciting time with so many adventures ahead of you. The values you have learned are more important than ever in this age of global markets and information technology. In the face of steady change, they are the constant. In a time of intense competition, they are a reminder that winning at any cost isn't really winning. You have taken courses on corporate governance, social responsibility, stakeholder management, and related topics. But the challenge ahead is to transform that theoretical knowledge into practice, into the way to manage yourself and your business. On this day, decades ago, I did not know where I would end up, where my career would go, or which paths I would follow. I had a wife and a new child to worry about, but I had a very positive attitude. Looking back, I can only now see what the elements of my life that contributed to my successes. I may have enjoyed some success, but it's a combination of things that I would like to outline here for you today. So let's just start with persistence, flexibility, and work ethic. Work hard, and good things will start to happen. I joined a very large U.S. investment dealer as a salesperson. I had no idea where it would lead. So I worked hard, and eventually my performance was noticed, and some success followed. One promotion put me in charge of branches across the country, which was the direct result of hard work and adaptation to change. The business landscape will continually evolve, and the advancement of ideas and technology will constantly be at work. You will have to adapt to these changes in order to survive, especially if new ideas and technology offer better services or products at a lower price. Do not fight change, definitely do not ignore it, and be sure to work with it. Embrace new technology and ideas. Set a high standard, establish a code of personal conduct and stick to it. Be a person of your word. Keep your head up and keep your mind flexible and creative. You will find this advice is necessary for your survival and success in business, of course, with the high level of education from one of the finest business schools of the country. However, there are other factors just as important for a happy and substantive career. Family and loved ones. Do not forget your family and friends. Do not consider your time with loved ones as a competition with your career. When you get into the heat of battle in your working life, you must remember your parents, siblings, spouse, close friends, and any children you may have. Your loved ones will always be your greatest champion. The worst I ever feel is not when a deal goes wrong, but when I'm having an argument with one of my daughters. And thankfully, that is a rare event, according to me anyway. And I am so lucky and proud that they are here with me today. Now, a third important component of your life, which I think was mentioned by a previous speaker, but charity. Get involved in some charity work, but not only as a donor. Being a donor is generous, but it's also very easy. You write a check. The way to feel some concrete fulfillment from charity work is to act as an organizer or a volunteer. Feel the power of doing something good. As Dr. Renaud so kindly mentioned, I've been involved with several charities over the years, including Grapes for Humanity Global Foundation, and I also had 15 great years as chairman of the EndMS Gala and aid of the Multiple Sclerosis Society. But what you have to remember is it's heart-wrenching to watch people become less and less effective due to their illness, and I feel supremely honored to have helped raise many millions of dollars for MS research and awareness. After your career, spending time with loved ones, and then some charity work, you're going to be very busy. Especially now, I want to suggest that you have a hobby. So you remember in high school, when they said extracurricular activities will make you a well-rounded student. Well, this must continue in life. Having interests outside of your work and family will make you and your life much more interesting. It can be anything, from sports to travel to photography or even to collecting. I chose antiquarian book collecting as one of my hobbies. My collecting of books morphed over a long period of time and has become a very large and comprehensive collection, focusing on evolution and Charles Darwin. As my collection and my insight grew, I became well known in the evolutionary biology and natural history world. This led to having guests such as Richard Dawkins visiting my home and library. Many academics have dined and debated with me in my Darwin library over the years. As Dr. Renaud mentioned earlier, I've given several talks on Darwin, such as the lecture at the New York Academy of Medicine. I've also addressed the Rare Book School faculty and students at the University of Virginia, among a number of other things. So I could talk for hours about the books. I can't talk for hours about business. Too boring. Anyway, the point of all this is that I've been on a great intellectual journey with very interesting people. I would never have had these experiences if I had not taken the time to pursue this personal hobby. So please, take the time to grow as a person. Keep learning and stay interesting and curious. In closing, I wish to reinforce the great opportunity that you all have right now. Work hard, have a positive attitude, be honest, and love what you do. Never forget to keep everything in balance by always considering family, friends, charity, community, and hobbies. If you keep these in the forefront of your life, you will enjoy this exciting journey and find great success. As a fellow graduate today, I must thank Concordia University, and I'm thrilled to be back in Montreal for this distinguished honor. Thank you.
Dr. Herman, many thanks for your enlightening remarks. I think that probably what you talked to us about today was survival of the fittest and the recipe for staying in that position. I think the preservation of our history, both institutional and natural, is at your very heart, and we thank you for your remarks.